Hi everyone, this is Navika Chada, a cloud engineer, Microsoft most valuable professional, and a LinkedIn top voice in cloud computing. Firstly, wishing each one of you a very happy new year. I warmly welcome each one of you to the 13th episode of Tech Chat with Navika, wherein today we would be discussing a very interesting topic, a topic that is creating a lot of buzz in the IT industry, that is AI. Will AI replace the jobs in the IT industry? Will it upgrade the jobs or both? How to master the AI tools? And so many other questions must be going on in your mind. But don't worry, we would be answering each one of them in today's episode. So stay tuned. To answer all these questions and share some expertise on it, we have an expert with us today, Mr. Rodrigo Diaz. Rodrigo is a Microsoft Regional Director, a Microsoft Most Valuable Professional, that too for 15 consecutive years. He is an extremely experienced professional, having more than 25 plus years of working experience in the IT industry. He is a solutions architect, a partnering consultant at Soliance, and a member of board at Lumid Health. Not only that, he is extremely passionate about sharing his knowledge with the tech community, and thus he is the LinkedIn Learning author of some amazing courses on Azure, artificial intelligence, .NET, and much more. Also, he has been speaker at big tech events all over the globe. Thank you so much, Rodrigo, for taking out your precious time and joining me in today.
Thank you, Navika, for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here, and I'm so excited to be part of this first episode of 2024.
Yeah,
Happy New Year to you all people that are watching this webcast, whenever you are, and anytime you're watching this episode.
absolutely. So let's get started without any further ado because I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, let's do it. AI, right?
Great. Absolutely. Um, so we are seeing of lately many IT companies have started integrating AI into their businesses, right? And in a way, we can say that it has become or it has started becoming an integral part of the work. We have also started seeing its impact, right? Of lately, we have seen there have been some layoffs. And one of the major reason has been the extensive use of AI tools, correct? But on the other hand, if we see from a slightly different lens of a prism, right? It is also that AI tools have started making our working more productive. As an employee, if a task takes hours and hours to complete, AI can simply do that in minutes, and then we can concentrate on other tasks, right? So it
Correct.
actually makes overall working pretty much productive and efficient. So
Correct.
I would love to know your views on it as to what are your views in the near future? Would AI replace the jobs in the IT industry, or will it upgrade the jobs, or both?
Yeah.
There could be an
So that's
option.
it's it depends on the role that you are performing right now, since, as you said, there are many things that AI technologies can do in less time with less effort than people, right? So, for instance, if your job is to write things, right? Maybe you are a technical writer, or maybe you are, I don't know, maybe you are writing some code examples. That's the kind of roles that could be replaced by AI technologies, not in the near future, but today. I mean, you can do that just by opening your favorite large language model UI and then, you know, start writing those prompts about the thing that you want to create. So we're talking about generative AI, and that's huge. I believe generative AI technologies are going to be the they are the future right now, and they're gonna be improved in the following months and years. So I completely agree with you in terms of some roles will be replaced and some roles will disappear and some others will change. We need to change our mindsets in terms of our roles and the things that we do, because we could do those things in a more productive way, right? So, for
Mhm.
instance, another example is if maybe you are writing code for your company and maybe you are required to create this function, right? Create a function that calculates blah, blah, blah. So you can fire up your favorite large language model UI and create the code very rapidly and then test it, right? It's not that you're going to copy and paste that code into production. I mean, you could, but it's not a great idea, to be honest,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, correct.
So, however, you saved a lot of time, the keystroke time, because the code itself was written by this intelligent technology. So you could save a lot of time in and use it for other things, such as, I don't know, maybe understand the code that is being written by the technology, or maybe improving the code or some other thing. So yes, the answer is yes. A lot of roles will be changed and some
Mhm.
others will disappear, and that's fine, because we as humankind, we will, we will need to adopt those kind of
Mhm.
technologies, and we need to evolve, right, as humankind. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. My suggestion is start studying those kind of AI tools and technologies and understand how they can make you more productive today. By the
Correct.
way, my dog is barking. One of
That's
my dogs,
completely
I have
fine.
three dogs, and they
Oh
are
gosh.
always barking. Those two, I have two beagle dogs and one pit bull. So they are crazy, crazy dogs. Okay.
That's completely fine. All the pet lovers are gonna love it. That's fine.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So coming back to it, I absolutely second your thought in it. But if we see that people extensively using AI tools, right? Having said that, most of the, I mean, we cannot say that they're 100% accurate, right? They do not give 100% accurate result that without, any human intervention, we can actually push it to production. That is not the case. At least that should not be done in the ideal scenario, as even you said. So what do you have to say on the reliability and 100% accuracy of such AI tools?
Yeah, that's interesting, because I think there's no 100% accuracy that we can get from those technologies, since let's talk about large language models, right? So the thing about those technologies is that they were trained with hundreds or thousands of gigabytes of data from who knows, right? So there's a there's a term that we use in AI, which is garbage in, garbage out, right? So this means that if you have on your corpus data, in the original data, you have inaccuracies or biases, then you'll have biases and inaccuracies in your output data. So one way to to fix this is by having humans review the output
Hmm.
of the large language models or those kind of technologies that we're using today. So the human feedback is important, and I believe that's going to be huge in the following years, because yes, we need to, of course, AI technologies are great and awesome, but we need we need humans, we need people to review if the output that those technologies are spitting out are correct, right? So
That's
yes, yes, it's huge, and Of course, it depends on the content that you're trying to create.
Mhm.
Because another example is, okay, let's create this. I don't know. Let's calculate the Fibonacci uh, function, right? That sequence of
Yeah,
Fibonacci by using
yeah, yeah.
C sharp or by using
Mhm.
Python.
Python,
So we
yeah.
can create that by using a large language model in 10 seconds, and the result will be the same. I mean, how much you can improve that particular function that you're writing. So in that
Mhm.
sense, I believe there are there's some content that won't require that much of attention, that much of reviewing from people, because
Mhm.
those are well-known formulas and well-known outputs that you want to get from the technology. So it depends.
Yeah.
As usual
I
in software technologies, it always depends, right?
obviously, there's always that 1-2% of I agree with you.
Yes.
But also adding to your point, of course, human intervention is needed in order to review the output that we've got. But also, I believe that there's humans play an important role in feeding in the input to the AI tool, right? What we call prompt, that we fill it in the right way, the right jargons, we use the correct jargons, that it picks it up and then it gives us the most efficient or, at most prompt or accurate result.
Yes.
And that process of feeding in the correct data, etc., that's what is actually, we have a very technical term for it, that is prompt engineering. And to just start with this, to start with it, can you just give a little bit background about what prompt engineering is all about, and then maybe we can take this further.
Yeah, prompt engineering is this term that um, is quite new since, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, 1 year ago, when ChatGPT was released. I believe that was the first time that we heard about prompt engineering. The thing about prompt engineering is that um, you need to create instructions for in this case, large language model that you're trying to communicate with, right? So, in that sense, prompt engineering is not other thing than just writing clear instructions in very well structured English or Spanish or French language, right? It's like when you're trying to create this instruction manual for somebody, right? For a people, that's the same thing. You need to write clear instructions and with very specific things that you want the large language model technology to perform. So that's actually it. Prompt engineering is not other thing than just writing precise and clear instructions so the technology can understand what's the meaning and what's the intention of the instruction that you're you know passing to the technology. So in that sense, it's important to write those prompts in a clear way, just as I said.
Yeah.
And there are some other techniques for doing that. For instance, one technique is named few shot. Um, few shot is when you give the technology some examples about the final result that you are
Okay.
expecting the technology to output. For instance, I don't know, let's calculate this formula about blah, 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 this algorithm or something.
Mhm.
You write the instruction and then you give some examples. Uh, for instance, I want you to create the Fibonacci. I don't know, maybe the Fibonacci example is too constrained. Anyway, let's write this function, and here
Yeah.
are some results. If A plus B equals C, then the result is D, right? And then you give
Okay.
another example and another example, And that's the way you help and guide the technology so it can understand the meaning and the reasoning behind the thing that you want to create. So that's another technique for prompt engineering, just creating those examples. And
Mhm.
there's many other techniques. Okay, um,
Mhm.
but yeah, I believe the main two things about prompt engineering are clear instructions and be very specific. If you do those
Hmm.
two things, you'll be fine.
Yeah. That's right. And something that even I've seen, as you see, be clear and specific, be very precise, and also write very simple words, very simple jargons that it becomes easy for the AI tool to, understand. I
Correct.
agree with you because, while I was using it off lately, that's when even I realized, writing some simple jargons makes it easy to understand.
Correct.
And that's right. So of course, being clear, specific, these are like one or two ways that you've just shared, right? How can we write the prompts in order to get an efficient answer, the response in return? So do you want to add any other ways to it which you want to share with the audience, so that the prompts are pretty much on point, so that we get the right result? That's like the first question, if you would like to add some more points to it.
Yeah,
And also,
it's a great question because it all depends on the technology that you're using. So we're
yeah,
talking here about large language models, right? Such as GPT 3.5
yeah,
or GPT-4 or maybe Mistral or maybe, I don't know, Llama. Those other kind
mhm,
of large language models, some of them are open source, some others are closed source, right? Such
yeah,
as GPT-4 and GPT, all the open AI large language models are closed source, right? So it depends. The prompt engineering techniques that you want to use depend on the large language model that you're using. Why? Because if you if you are speaking with GPT-4, let's say that we fire up GPT-4 by using ChatGPT, you don't need too much of examples. You don't need to be that precise when using GPT-4, and that's because GPT-4 is like an amazing architecture and technology that understands very easily without being too much specific. It understands the intention that you're trying to, you know, you're trying
hmm,
to accomplish,
convey.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
On the other hand, if you're using other models such as Bloom or Mistral, or there are thousands of different large language models
yeah.
today, right?
Mhm.
Maybe you'll need to be more specific because I'm not sure. Maybe the corpus of data is, smaller, or maybe the architecture is not that precise or performant. So in these other techniques, and I'm sorry, in these other kind of large language models, you'll need other techniques: few shot prompting, chain of thought, and those kind of things, just to guide the models to understand and reason about the things that you want to accomplish. So
Correct.
yeah, the answer again is it depends. It depends.
Absolutely.
I strongly suggest using the GPT ones from OpenAI because those are quite precise, and there's a accuracy matrix that you can go ahead and read about in Google. And GPT 3.5 and of course GPT-4 are the leading large language models in terms of accuracy. And
Right.
the funny thing is that no one knows what's behind those large language models because those are closed source, right? Those are
Yeah.
not open source.
Hmm.
However, those two technologies are quite precise and performant and amazing. Of course, you need to pay. You need to pay OpenAI.
Hmm.
You pay by the token, right? So they charge you by the thousands of tokens, and tokens are, similar to words. Of course, those two things are different, and I think that's a topic for another session.
Mhm.
Anyway, um, the thing here is we have a lot of choices today, right?
Yeah.
And I believe we'll get more choices in the near future about large language models and generative AI technologies because today is the you can see Microsoft and Amazon and Google today. Companies are trying to get to the top, right? They're trying to be the
Yeah.
leader in those kind of aspects, and I believe that we're going to see that in the following months and the following years. And at the end of the day, I strongly believe that we can get better as societies and humankind because we'll evolve. We will create amazing software by using those technologies.
Correct. I agree to your point. And as you mentioned about prompt engineering, and then so many different techniques within it, and now that, as you just said towards the end, that we need to evolve, we need to adapt to it, and it is very important for us as humans to understand the working of such AI tools and to utilize it the best way possible to make the most out of it, right?
Correct.
And that's where it becomes important for us to know the techniques how to use it in general, correct? So for the people who have not been using it that often, right, or they've just got to know about it, um, would you like to suggest some trainings if they have to go in for this? I mean, there are a lot of courses out there for prompt engineering. There are a lot of online resources now available. But it would be great to hear from someone like you who is a lot into it as to what's the learning path sort of they can start with the IT professionals to sort of
Yeah. My first
move
suggestion
forward.
is, just go ahead and create your OpenAI subscription. uh, Open an OpenAI subscription and start playing with the technology. They will give you, I think, $5 or $10 or something in free tokens, okay, in free credit. Start playing with the technology today, okay? And then if you want to deep dive into prompt engineering, if you happen to be a technologist, then I'll suggest a couple of courses from deeplearning.ai. Um, you can go and navigate to deeplearning.ai, and there are two courses about prompt engineering um, that you can take actually for free. Uh, and those two courses are great. They give you the basics. Um, the basic techniques that you can use for writing correct and precise prompts. And the other one is a web page that you can go ahead and read about, which is, I think it's promptengineering.com or something like that. I don't have the URL right here, but I'm going to send it to you, Navika, um, so you can post it in this episode.
Hmm.
And that's a web page, and that's a like Wikipedia of prompt engineering. Okay, so you can
Right.
read about many techniques and examples of how you can write those prompts in a clear way and precise way. So yeah, you can go ahead, take those two courses, read this other web page, and um, subscribe to OpenAI and start playing with the technology today.
That's great. That's pretty much helpful. I'm going to do it right away after the podcast for sure.
Yes.
Um, as we are ending towards the end of the podcast, um, I would like to take this as the last question. Any top AI tools or something that you're very, fascinated about and you would like to share? Okay, these are the four AI tools that people should start playing around with and get hold of it, so that, and they should start using in their daily lives, in their daily work, to make it more efficient. So, are there any AI tools that you would like to um, want the audience to sort of use?
Yes.
Because there are a lot of them.
The first one, and I believe that's the most. It's amazing. ChatGPT. Just go ahead and open up
Mhm.
on the ChatGPT account. That's different from the OpenAI account that I was talking about.
Yeah.
With ChatGPT, you can start for free today, and you can gain a lot of knowledge just by using that particular tool. You can use it for creating text, writing emails, summarizing, uh, creating code, and so on, and creating images, and so on and so on. So ChatGPT is the first one. It's amazing. Um, the second one that I want to talk about is Grammarly. If you happen to use English language as we do right now,
Yeah.
um, and you're worried about creating very nice and very precise English language texts, you can use Grammarly, and it's gonna help you with the grammar. Of course, that's
Yeah.
why the name is that, and the vocabulary, and you can summarize text as well, and you can improve your existing text, and so on and so on. I use Grammarly a lot today, and I believe those two. I mean, there are dozens and dozens of different AI tools. Just go ahead and start playing with those, and let us know. Let us know. Uh, However, the first one and the only one that I can suggest today is ChatGPT, which is fantastic. It's a
Yeah.
fantastic tool.
I absolutely agree. I think, especially with ID professionals, right? I think that's the best. I mean, I have been using it, so I think that that works pretty much efficiently, and it
Oh
gives,
yeah, it's
yeah,
amazing.
that's
It's amazing.
competitively.
And
Yeah.
yeah, as I mentioned, if you're using GPT-4, which is the large language model
Hmm.
version that you can use by using ChatGPT, ChatGPT is the UI of GPT-4 or GPT 3.5. If you happen to be using GPT-4, it's amazingly accurate and
Hmm.
precise, and you don't need to specify a lot of things. It's gonna understand the meaning and the context and a lot of things, and the reasoning is fantastic. Just go ahead and start playing with the technology.
That's right. All right, Rodrigo, we reached towards the end of our podcast. Thank you so, so,
Oh
so
my
much for
god,
taking out your
time
precious
flies.
time.
Thank you
Yeah,
for having me, Navika. Yeah, thank you very much.
thank you. It was so informative, so educative. I swear I learned a lot from this podcast, and I am sure even the viewers are going to do the same. And yeah, and I think towards the end, I would just like to say it is like, instead of thinking that AI will replace the jobs, we should be thinking that AI will upgrade the jobs. So start working towards it, and start getting used to using these AI tools. Make it a part of your daily work, and try to get the small little repetitive tasks done by it,
Correct.
and shift your focus towards the major tasks that we have on our plate usually. And we can put in more time over there and get the repetitive and monotonous tasks done by the AI, which it does it pretty quickly. So yeah,
I
that's the
agree.
takeaway from that podcast. And yeah, any signing off note that you would like to give?
Yeah, just start today. I mean, just start playing with the technology, and let's see which you can build with those kind of amazing technologies today. So start. That's my main suggestion. Just start today.
Absolutely correct. All right. Thank you once again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.